What is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of Urban Pitch. To my left, we have the co-executive directors of Vibes. We got Bridget Flores and Julio Monterosa. No guests in the building, but the vibes are high. Just vibes.
No guests in the building,
the
but
vibes,
the vibes
it's
are
good
high.
Vibes because
great vibes.
For y'all, if y'all don't know by now, these two are big time LAFC super fans.
Gang,
Super
gang.
fans. I'm a fan, not super fan.
I don't know, man. You're out there taking pictures with
You be acting like a
with
super
all your
fan.
boys.
No,
you're fanboying out a little bit.
Acquaintances, like I kind of personally know them.
Okay.
He tries to act real nonchalant. On the inside, he's jumping around.
Yeah, he plays it too cool, right?
Sorry, my friends are cool.
So LAFC, of course, recording this on a Friday night, coming off probably the biggest win of their franchise in the franchise history. 3-2 victory in the MLS Cup Playoffs over LA Galaxy, El Trafico. Just first off, just to kick things off, what are the vibes like coming off that huge win?
Man, today I woke up really happy. I was tired, but I woke up really happy. No, I was not. I was not drunk. I just woke up very ecstatic. I was, I was still like high off the vibes of the night. I think it was just so dope. Like the rivalry between Galaxy and LAFC is just like, it's on another level. And I think that we saw what both teams are made of last night. It was a great game.
What I enjoyed the most, it was like it was cordial. It was like we didn't see that many fights usually in these games. Everybody after the game, it was more like hat off to you,
respect.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of fist bumping going on with opposing teams, like not like this. It was a lot of fist bumping, nothing disrespectful like you've seen in previous years. It was a scary LAFC win though.
Yeah.
Because possession-wise, LA Galaxy had them all game.
Especially the first half.
And you would think that LA Galaxy was going for the counterattack.
Yeah, they came out
to snipe, but I think both teams played. It was a little bit sloppy. There was very physical. There's people on the floor. Yeah. I feel like every
Puig should have got a red though.
Who? You think?
Puig.
Oh yeah.
He headbutted Murillo.
Yeah.
There was one play where I forgot one of the defenders, I forgot who fell on the LAFC team, and then he pushed him. He kept him down. I don't know if you guys saw that.
You talking about the pooch when
he headbutted
at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
I think Murillo did a good bit of acting there. That was
he could have broke his nose.
On the floor when he flopped maybe.
But whatever. No, shout out to Murillo. He played heck of a game as well.
Yeah.
It was not a beautiful win, but it was a win.
It was a gritty win.
It shows how LAFC can be dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what it was missing when they play these ugly games. They usually don't come on top. This time, they came out on top. They learned how to win ugly. Bogman, big players.
Yeah.
Big players do big things. Showed up, 2 goals. And then Chicho did what Chicho does.
Yeah, that was nice.
He finds a goal.
Chicho's a dog, man.
Yo, he came in.
He got
clutch.
that dog in him.
He does.
He that dog
really
in him.
He a dog.
Watching him throughout the season, he's always in the grit of things. He's talking mess. He's getting into real other dudes. That's a guy you want. At the core of your offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you see him from the eye test wise, you don't see he has all these attributes, but he's just feisty, always running, always trying to win a ball, never giving up, and he's always finding the goal.
Yeah. And he does it in a calm, collected way where it's just I'm coming for you and I can get nasty, but he's also really nice, with his moves and then that goal last night.
Shout out to him DMing Bridget right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Okay. She got to know him a little bit off the pitch.
That's like the
first guy, he's into nature. He goes on hikes.
Listen, I did get to
long
meet
walks on the beach holding hands. God.
I did meet him in person. He was really nice. He was a very sweet, humble person. So shout out to
He was taking pictures with fans after the game. You see that?
Yes.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. A bunch of fans after the game. I guess he was in his car. Galaxy fans were out there taking
everybody.
Selfies with him too.
I had a few people asking me oh my God, who did he kiss? That was so random. But that was his wife.
That's his wife.
I was like, no, that's his
Shout
wife.
out.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Football is back, and Bet Online remains your #1 source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's betonline.ag, to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts.
To that city boy, right?
They were like trying to twist it around. I was like, no, that's his wife.
No, did y'all see the pictures circling around Latif Blessing taking pictures with the Galaxy fans trolling them?
No way.
It was hilarious. He's like hands over them. He's like, and the Galaxy fans like this. It's pretty funny, but it's like a Latif Blessing type of thing. Like,
Latif's for the people, man.
Dude, he's so funny.
Not disrespectful, but it was funny. It was like, you can tell.
That's
like,
him. That's who he is.
He is like the LAFC fun.
Yeah, he's one of the, I think it's him and Vela are the two last original roster dudes, right?
Originals.
Mm-hmm.
So last of the teams,
that first initial roster in 2018 when they first started. So I mean, he's been a part of the team for a while. He plays in I think his role in the team is kind of diminished over the years, but I think he still is able to provide that spark when he comes off of the bench. But
he comes in like a firecracker, dude. He comes in and just running all over the place. He can win you the games.
He doesn't stop.
Or he can make the game a little sloppy.
He's an X factor. He's an X factor.
Yeah. He's the X factor when he wants to be.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing that stood out to me, we talk about the kind of what happened during the game, but one thing that did stood out to me in the stadium was just how loud it was. That might be the loudest that I've witnessed the Banc. Where in terms of decibel levels, we were in different parts of the stadium. I was kind of walking around a little bit. I spent the second half underneath the 3252, but in terms of where y'all were at, noise level, did you get that as well, or is it just another game? As usual?
I think that the environment, the vibe was just on a whole nother level. It felt like LA was roaring, from the Galaxy side. Especially, I was watching the LA Galaxy supporters section area, and they were LAFC supporter section is loud, hella loud, and I could still hear LA Galaxy. They were going hard,
especially at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
You could clearly hear their chants.
You could hear them. I could hear them saying,
they showed
Galaxy.
up. They show up.
They showed up for sure.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking the 3252. It was just not the only the 3252 that night. The whole stadium was singing with the 3252.
That's true too.
Everybody was
going crazy.
Dale, black and gold.
Yeah.
Everybody, dale.
Yeah.
And everybody was singing.
Sing the whole song.
He charges. He doesn't do that for
free.
No samples.
No samples. Hey, I will freestyle with my styling free.
Here he goes.
All right.
Anyway.
No. So, but it was just a fun time. Kids, what I enjoyed is the kids, how much fun the kids had.
Yeah.
They were jumping up and down
going
on a
crazy.
Thursday school night.
I know.
Shout out to all those kids that missed school.
I know. I was wondering. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be at home in bed? They were just chilling out there.
I think we were
fun.
all supposed to be home in bed. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, it was a great game. It was a great night. I think this is what LAFC, this is the team that they are. I think in the past, the other El Trafico games, it's been hard. And you can tell when Galaxy brings their all and when sometimes LAFC trips up. And I think that this game, they brought it and they gave us the rivalry that we've been waiting for.
Yeah. It's been every time these two teams meet up, it's always something exciting. It's always something going on. Where does this rank for you guys in the history of the matches? Because
so I was lucky enough to be in the other playoff game.
Yeah,
I believe in 2019.
Yeah, what was it 5-3 or
5-3? Yeah. But it was one-sided. It was all LAFC.
Yeah.
This game, even though LA Galaxy had the majority of the possession, it seemed like a back and forth game.
Yeah,
it was a great game. I swear it could have gone anywhere. It could have gone either way. And I told you guys before the game even started, I'm scared because I think Galaxy might have this one.
Yeah.
Because the Brugman, Puig, Casas, and the three signings they had
a solid squad.
Yeah, that team is not the same team, and they probably just need let go of Raheem Edwards. So all just aside, they just need to tweak a little bit on the defensive end, and that's going to be a scary team for years to come.
Yeah,
I think the
that's true.
midseason moves that they made compared to the midseason moves LAFC made, LAFC might have made a little bit more noise with Bale and Chiellini.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like who improved more with the signings,
LA
I think
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Who changed the team dynamic? It was LA Galaxy.
Because you saw
usually-
Pooch was like boss in the midfield. Like
Yo.
He is a freaking
he's a problem, man. That guy's
Yeah.
a problem. And then
He's like 10 years old.
I know. Yeah.
He looks young.
Yo,
looks-
he's
yeah.
just like a little firecracker on the
He got
field.
scared to go with. He doesn't care how big you are. I'm saying. And Murillo, he went at him. He didn't care. He went.
Yeah.
He should have got a red card though.
I mean,
No, but like,
Debatable.
it's great because it's usually the other way around. Usually LAFC has the better like team with the most possession, and then LA Galaxy wins it out. This time they switch roles, and they had to crawl, fight, do everything to win an ugly game, and LAFC did it, and that's great because they usually don't do that. They don't know how to come back. If it ain't their like the LAFC style, which is touch, possession, like they don't know how to get away from that system. And this game, they said, whatever, we're just here for the W. Played ugly, did a lot of fouls, like and they figured it out.
at the end of the day, you gotta grind out that win, and which is something that I think is prevented them from performing in playoff matches, because playoff matches gets ugly.
Yes.
Like when it's like the stakes are that high, anything can happen over 90 minutes, it's gonna get ugly, it's gonna get sloppy, and you gotta be able to, tough it out. Do you think that experience of, I know the roster switches have been a little bit, like there's been a lot of turnover within the roster, but do you think that those previous losses, whether it was the playoffs to Seattle, the CONCACAF Champions League final loss, do you think those losses like possibly like kind of showed this team like what they needed to do to win these big games? Do you think that experience has played into that a little bit?
I think Cherundolo you can see how good of a coach Cherundolo is, because he adapted to this game. He knew this game was not going to be the easiest game to win, playing the same style of soccer they play. So he figured out a game plan to win, and I don't know if they executed, but they won.
They toughed it out, and the pressure was all on them. They were the number one seed. They were playing at home. They had more to lose than Galaxy did. If I mean Galaxy loses, they were expected to lose.
Yeah, but that Djokovic second goal is a punch in the gut. Like to come back from that, because first of all, it's about 10 minutes left in the game. You're winning 2-1.
That was like his first touch too.
Yes,
he came right on.
And he was open, wide open.
Chicharito's mad because the ball was towards Chicharito. He was like, he was screaming, talking trash, and he's like, no, touch, boom.
Yeah.
Upper
Score.
V.
I'm not gonna. That was a banger.
That was a banger.
And
That was a straight banger.
That takes the
And
air
he
out of
was
the team.
wide open. Which
The stadium, you could feel it. The stadium was kind of like, oh shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole game, it felt like I was literally at the edge of my seat, and I wasn't even sitting down.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's exactly like Julio was saying, like both teams were fighting for the win, and they were both bringing it all. But I think little things like that is where they have to recognize, like, if we want to keep it going and if we want to make it to the finals, they need to clean that up, because that could have been the reason why we lost.
But I have a question for both of you guys. Where do they go here from now? Like, where does LAC go after such not only a big game, but emotionally, because it is your rival. It is the two LA teams.
The name of
LA.
LA.
It's what MLS is mostly known for. MLS is outside LA Galaxy versus LAFC. People outside of the country don't know MLS soccer, so they got two big stars.
Yeah.
They have and it's LA.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's definitely, I would say, a premier rivalry. You have Portland and Seattle in the Northwest.
FC Dallas.
Cincinnati and Columbus have their I forget what theirs. They have a crazy name for their rivalry.
But like I said, nobody cares.
Right. So this one definitely feels like it's the premier MLS rivalry. So I think emotion-wise,
where does LAFC come from?
Because
how do you bring that back?
Yeah. So we're shooting this on Friday. Austin plays their game on Sunday. So by the time this comes out on Tuesday, the matchup will be set. But we don't know. Obviously, the consensus is Austin's going to win. We're going to get a rematch of
that
4-1 that shellacking that they took.
That was a bad one.
On the road, it's tough to play in Austin. But you definitely feel like LAFC is going to have that. They still remember what it felt like to get slapped like that on national TV. So at home this time, I think I think they step up to the occasion. They did against Galaxy. If they're able to do it against Galaxy, I think they'll be able to do it if they play Austin, and then go from there. But
how do you feel, Bridget?
I'm wondering. I think my question for the two of you is like, do you think that this game, regardless of the fact that it's a playoff game between LAFC and LA Galaxy, do you think this is going to set the precedence for what the Rose Bowl game is going to look like?
That was a classic deflection there by Bridget. She answered a question with a question.
I didn't mean to, but I'm just like, I wouldn't want to forget.
Yeah, but that was
a beautiful segue, though.
Yeah, that was.
So let's talk about the Rose Bowl game.
It was masterfully done. It was masterfully done, but just know.
That's how you get promoted. That's how you get promoted.
We saw it.
We noticed you, Bridget.
Bridget's stepping her game up. She's working on her politicking a little bit.
Overachiever here.
She said she took your question.
Hey, I'm feeling real good. You know what? LAFC won. I'm on top.
If you see Bridget with a little skirt doing the weather, Channel 5, no, Telemundo.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be the next reporter in Telemundo. Univision, please.
Univision, okay, all right. No, but I think it's going to be crazy. Yeah. You know how I feel about the Rose Bowl anyways. You know, like, my thoughts on the Rose Bowl and, like, going to games.
The traffic.
Yes, but it's going to be 90,000 fans. I think it's going to sell out.
You think it's going to be 90,000?
Yeah, I think it's going to sell out.
Do you think it's going to sell out? Do you think it's going to be a full-on 90,000 crowd?
And if that happens, I'll be so happy for American soccer.
I think there'll definitely be a crowd. I think it'll be...
So what's the number you think, like, people are going to be there? 70, 80?
I think around the 60, like 50 to 60. Because, I mean, it's a big game.
Yeah.
60% of the 65% of the stadiums?
What?
Like how full?
I think it'll be like 50 to 60,000. So, I mean, it's a 90,000 capacity. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be hard to get 90,000 people to an MLS game.
If it's a Saturday game, I think it's totally doable. Of course, they can't give ridiculous prices, but
they can't be doing the most.
I think it's possible. I definitely do think it's possible. I don't know if I see 90,000 people coming to an MLS game, but I do think it's a fantastic step for the league in terms of getting a marquee matchup like this in historic stadium like the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl, probably the most iconic soccer venue in the country. I did a piece on urbanpitch.com. You can check that out.
Check it out.
Links in the bio.
Like, comment, subscribe.
But influencers here.
Yeah, but I mean, putting a game in that like what's become
what did you call it in the article? The historic religious.
I
read it.
What was the title?
You didn't read it, huh, Bridget?
No, I didn't read it.
She didn't read it. Bridget doesn't.
I don't read. I'm
she
just
doesn't
kidding.
support. She doesn't support.
I do support.
All right, go King. Go King. Go King.
But I mean, so I do think it's a big step. I don't know if they're going to be able to get 90,000. I think they're going to break the MLS attendance record.
All right.
Which
I can see that.
What is it? It's like
70 something.
70. With
Charlotte.
72 or something like that.
But all right, but see, this is the factor that you're not taking into place. The nostalgia of having soccer games there.
That's true.
So like that can play a big part. Like people that usually don't go to games, but remember, like, oh, my dad used to take me. Sorry, my dad used to take me. So like that, people going to games.
For LA Galaxy.
Yeah, not even LA Galaxy. Like, or of course, I know like that's a LA Galaxy joke. You guys were I'm sorry, LA Galaxy to LAFC fans. You guys were LA Galaxy fans first. Mm-hmm. So, but that will play a factor as well.
Right.
Like I remember my dad taking me to the Rose Bowl to go see Cienfuegos.
Yeah. Right.
So that'll play a factor. Of course, I grew up and I found out a better team. So I'm supporting the better team now.
Yeah, sure.
But I want to go not for the game per se, even though I feel like I will enjoy the game. It's more for the nostalgia. Remember how my dad, my uncles will like have a whole cookout, carne asada, beer, music playing in their car. They had the little. This is late '90s. So they had the radio in the back of his truck playing. So So I think I'm gonna go just to like.
We're gonna remake that.
Basically. Yeah.
That's I'll take my dad's truck and we'll throw the.
I'm so down.
We'll throw his speaker inside.
What day is it? It's like sometime in
February.
February.
I think it's in February.
Okay, yeah. So come February, it'll be a little chilly. You know, we'll bring the hot toddies. You know.
Hey, we might have an urban pitch. Tailgate,
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's still some time we can figure that stuff out. But
shout out to the sponsors, whoever sponsor it. Yeah. Talk to Ramsey. Ramsey's the manager of logistics. Don't talk to me. Talk to Ramsey. Hey, I gotta say this. Please don't reach out to me. Anything about the podcast. Leave me
This guy
alone.
gets one DM and he
Go
thinks
to
he's-
Ramsey. Ramsey's the guy. If you want to make it happen, Ramsey can schedule you in.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We definitely-
Or he would shut you down nicely.
yeah. I mean, I'll be polite, but
Respectfully.
another thing that you briefly mentioned it, but the entry and exit of the Rose Bowl is a little bit of a nightmare, and I think it's gonna bring the El Trafico vibes to El Trafico. So I mean that's another thing right there. I mean, you think going around trying to get in on the King and Hoover lot is bad, having to go all the way around the stadium,
Especially when your cameraman's making a left instead of a right.
But I mean, it takes you probably like 45 minutes if you're lucky to get out of that.
So you gotta show up early
to get out.
You just know that you're gonna have to show up early to get there.
Yeah.
On time to the game, and be prepared to have extra food and extra beer because you're staying there longer.
That's true. That's facts.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
I remember my dad staying longer, and I was like, "Why? Let's just go home." I get it.
Yeah.
Now you know.
So I'm probably just gonna Uber.
I'm excited for that. I really want to go to that game. I didn't grow up going to games at the Rose Bowl because my family wasn't like a Galaxy fan. My brother was trying to, he was trying out for Chivas USA back in the days. So we're basically Chivas USA fans.
Chivas 2.0.
I mean, you just walking into these.
Walking into this.
But we never had that where it was just like my dad wasn't like very invested in the games like that. So I'm excited to kind of have that moment. I would go to Rose Bowl to go watch like when Mexico played. I forgot. I think the U.S.
They played Mexico's
they've
played a
had
bunch of
a few
games,
games
just
there.
like international games, even without teams against.
Yeah. So I've done
other than
those,
the US,
but I never had the whole experience of like tailgate because that was when I was younger. I couldn't drink.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah. Rose Bowl tailgates. I mean, that's like one of
Those are the things they're known for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were there for the Juve Real Madrid game earlier this summer, and
We were outside.
we were outside for that. That was when Bridget was still in the mailroom, but
Working her way up.
Excuse me?
yeah, working our way up. But
I could have been there. I didn't want to go.
but yes, I
Getting
mean,
close to Gina so she can get a promotion faster than other people.
I was taking her out. talking to her.
yeah, playing the
Pro
game.
call.
She's playing the
I
game.
was
Yeah.
sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's obviously a good amount of time into the future. But for now, for what LAFC has move ahead, they obviously need to get through the conference finals and then MLS Cup final, both of which, if they're playing in, they're going to be at home. So now that brings up the point of, does the supporter shield matter? Because as a team that's won it in the past and kind of been like ridiculed for having that trophy in their cabinet as their only trophy, like having that now is a huge, because they could have played last night's game in Dignity Health, which they've never won. They've never won that.
Dude,
So having that home field advantage, especially for a team with a fan base like LAFC, is a major advantage when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah, the only thing about the whole Rose Bowl game, what I hate, is that if LAFC does win, it's too bad you still haven't beat us in our house, though.
I know.
Yeah,
That's-
but I mean, they're going to have another
Yeah,
chance. That's going to be
kill me.
LA Galaxy. So LA Galaxy's next meaningful game, like MLS regular season
gonna
game,
be at
is
their
going to
home.
be
Yeah.
at the Rose Bowl.
So I got a question for you guys. Top three songs that you got for LAFC to pump them up for their next game. What songs will you play if it was your playlist?
If it was my
For the
playlist.
next game?
If I'm locker room DJ and I
Yes.
gotta get.
We'll go around. You start with the man himself, the king of the podcast, Ramsey.
So I wouldn't call myself the king. I'm an elected leader, so I believe in democracy.
You for the people.
Yeah,
The
basically.
people. My guy.
But I've been getting into Afro beats much more lately. I'm very late, very extremely
Alright.
late to this. But Burna Boy's
Boy's
Last
hard.
is at, like, I was listening in the gym earlier today.
Hard.
Like that goes. I mean, that's probably what I would go. Right there. Let's see. Something by Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs always gets the people going. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say Kanye because, like,
Oh, he killed me. 'cause
Next.
I don't even want to listen to him in
Next.
whatever.
Yeah,
Let's not even
yeah.
get into that topic.
I know.
It hurts. It's like a bad breakup.
Let's see. honestly, like
Afrobeats, Freddie
Gibbs, and then another top. I'm on the spot, dude. I can't even think of anything right now. But
are you gonna have a panic attack?
Yeah, seriously, no. I'm
Hey, please don't use this.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna cut this out. Please don't cut this. You're messed up. You're gonna make me look bad.
Those are good.
Give an old school song.
Nate Dogg's verse on Explosive, because just that verse alone is enough to get you.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, I mean, win a game.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, Bridget. What kind of Mexican music? I'm sorry. What songs do you?
Hey, listen. I'd put some little corridos for them, but okay, I would for sure put maybe like a whole station of like Meek Mill. I think he's a vibe. What's that main song that everybody?
Dreams and
Nightmares. I feel like that one.
Oh, you thought we was finished?
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, that is a great song to like hype people up. Especially like game day like vibes. I think that would be good.
A little basic.
I would also say Afrobeats. I would say would pump up the team, especially like someone like Blessing. I could see like turning up and dancing in the he's how he is.
You gotta bring the international moves.
Yeah. And then to give a little bit more of that, I would also do something for the Latino players, maybe like some salsa, some reggaeton to kind of like get them pumping. FIFA, maybe a little FIFA song, his new song, Vámonos.
6'4".
Yeah.
No, for me it would be the Quavo. Is it? I get all three Migos confused with Quavo and the other guy.
You can put a gun to my head.
Put a gun to my head,
and then take off.
Take off and Quavo.
Name. Identify Amigo. Put a gun to my head, bro. That's my last
they have a new album out and they have a song called No Caption.
Okay.
And I think they
didn't they break up?
No, it's just the two of them. It's not all three.
Got it.
So
are they still amigos? They're still amigos?
Migo. Now no one. So hey, your Spanish is getting better. So they have a song called No Caption. I think they sampled Fresh and Clean from Outkast.
I heard that song. All
right, so that song is on repeat.
Yeah, that's
and RJ Mr. LA just dropped an album. So
RJ,
mama. Yeah, so anything RJ for me is
anything RJ.
Anything RJ for me is golden right now. So West Coast. And last, I think it would be like some Mark Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
J-Lo's ex?
Huh?
Did you say J-Lo's ex?
No, I did not say that. Did you say?
I said that.
Yeah,
what'd you say?
I didn't say it.
What'd you say?
I said nothing. I said, oh yeah.
We said some. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought
so
we both.
It'll be that. It'll be that. All right. So it'll be that RJ, the new RJ, that Migo song, and some Mark Anthony or something Spanish. Just on different vibes, but I know those two songs. Like RJ, first of all, RJ is gonna make you. Come in and get a red card.
Get you
off
turned.
the bat.
Yes. RJ will get you turned.
Or some Kamaya, West Side.
Some Bay Area?
Yeah.
Bring some Bay Area.
I guess, yeah. I mean, the music, that there's two, like, kind of talking to different, players
that we talked to,
Yeah, there's kind of two different, mentality or, like, approaches when it comes to, like, pregame playlists.
We got the young boys,
right.
NBA young boy.
Yeah. So you have like
Black
the
Air
ones
Force
that
energy.
go straight up, like I'm about to punch through a school bus, like I'm about to I'm about to flip over a table like to this. There's that, and then there's like the more kind of like
calming music.
Like Dee I think was saying that she listens to like just like stuff like that'll just like low beats per minute, like just getting like that Zen focus, because like I think to me like before I play I would always be listening to like hype music, just because that's like you want to get hype, but also now like looking back at it, like I feel like trying to like keep your heart rate low, listen to something calm, like I feel like that also that might have been a little bit more helpful, and
maybe
because like when you come out a little too hot,
yes, definitely you make mistakes,
you trip up,
and so for big games like that especially. Like when the stakes are that high, it's win or go home, and you go out too hard, and then you kind of get punched.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it's hard to regain that.
Yeah, because definitely because sometimes for me it was more of I forget what the coach said, but we had the lyrics in my head. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
He's in his own realm.
Yeah, I'm like, in your own zone.
He told me he likes going right or left. Dang, but ain't easy. I'm like, dang, all right. So yeah, you're right. My calm music probably would have been way better.
Maybe. I just feel like for me, it was always I had to have like going hard music. Like I would listen to Drake, like Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, like
She said going hard music, Drake.
No, not Drake. I didn't mean Drake. I still listen to Drake, but back in the days,
You got me.
I still love Drake. Drake is but no, it was definitely Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj were always on my playlist before, like on our road trip games. So having to like go on the bus and then getting to
Mixtape
school.
Weezy though.
Yeah,
Mixtape Weezy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's another animal.
Mm-hmm.
Should do the whole like Mixtape Weezy episode. We'll go on for 4 hours.
Yeah, we could get through all the droughts. How many droughts were there?
Yeah,
For real.
Yeah.
Louisiana had no water.
For real. Yeah. But so, I mean, talking about emotions and, Bridget, I think you brought this up, but like getting over the emotional high of winning this game and maintaining that throughout. Because, I mean, still, the way the stakes are set for LAFC, if they do not lift that MLS Cup trophy at the end of the season,
It's a fail.
It's a disappointment of a season. And this is just another step, despite how high a lot of the fans feel right now after a huge win like that. A statement win might be the best in the most important in the club's history, might be the best Trafico game ever. That first one was Zlatan.
Yeah, because
I know you guys want to forget about that, but that one, I mean, it's I think it's 1A and 1B with that one. But they're gonna have. I mean, the season, the job's not finished. To quote Kobe, the job's not finished, and I don't think we heard that from many of the players.
Why are you not smiling?
Yeah, right, exactly. So, I mean, this is just one. This is for them, despite of how big of a game that was last night. If you're LAFC, that's just another game for you. So, I think so. What are you looking for to see the team next Saturday or Sunday when they play in the conference finals? How do you what is the sign for you that will look good if they come out with a win going into the MLS Cup final?
I think the game that just happened was a great indicator that LAFC is able to adapt now. So for so long they just couldn't adapt. Now it was an ugly game, like we said.
Yeah.
But they adapted. So I feel like that just set the tone for the rest of the playoff season. So last playoffs, you see that if LAFC is not getting their way with that possession soccer they love playing, it was gonna go downhill and it's gonna go downhill quick. Now that they are able to adapt and play ugly soccer and win, quote unquote ugly soccer and win, it shows me that this might be their year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like LA Galaxy was one of the strongest teams leading up to this playoffs.
Yeah. That could have been. I mean, that could have easily been a
11 out of 9 games
conference final or even the cup final.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, the way that game played out, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I think out of 11 games they won 9 coming into this game.
Yeah.
they came up.
Yeah.
And then LAFC was like out of 10 they only had won like 4 or 5. So
I think if we don't win the MLS Cup, I think that's going to give a lot of people every reason to continue to say LAFC still isn't it, you know.
Right.
LA is still Galaxies because we didn't win
Do you think
the cup.
LAFC feels that pressure?
I think that they do.
it's a good pressure though.
I think it is good pressure though. It's the type of pressure that they need, and I think that they, like I said, like they have to identify what the mishaps were in this last game, to strengthen what they can do in this next game next Sunday. Yeah. And
All that
I
money
have
you
that. I think that they have the potential. Please don't interrupt me.
No, I'm sorry.
I think they have the potential. I just think that they need to like run it back and just kind of like bring themselves the pressure on their own team, but like in the way where it's just like, we just made that happen, we won. Let's just bring it home.
Yep. Today's episode is brought to you by Tricore Sports. If you need some custom jerseys, our guys at Tricore Sports will hit you up. They got plenty of custom ideas, all kinds of capabilities. They got us kitted out in some of their jerseys. We're looking fresh. Just check them out at tricoresports.com. That's tricoresports.com. You can check out their line and get in touch for some custom kits. Yeah. I mean, so I asked this earlier, and I don't think I got an answer though. But what are your top 3 Trafico games? Like, where does last night's game fit in the mix?
Of course, even though it was at LA Galaxy win the first one, that when Vela went crazy and then Zlatan came in and said, I am Zlatan. That's top one, the first one. And then I the playoff win for me, the first against Zlatan, because all that back and forth, like where was Bella at?
Right.
What was I doing at Bella's age? I was the top player in the world. He's the top player in MLS. Yeah. So Fiat's got good engines though. And I'll say the last game. Those are the top three because
if you had to put them in order,
first game, first El Trafico.
Yeah.
This playoff that just passed, and the Zlatan one.
Yeah. I think that's. How about you, Bruce?
I think for me, the top one was your last night. I think for me it was about just like the energy, the level of playing that the team had. I think all of that for me, just it was exciting to see them playing that well, to see them fighting, to see them go back to back on both sides. I think that was for me like makes it number one for me. I think number two would be I would probably say. I think I would say the first game would probably be the second one. No. The second one for me would be the 5-3 in the playoff, the last El Trafico playoff match. And then the last one, the third one for me would be the first one. Yeah. And I feel like that's because also I was way more present with the team and I was just more like invested in the last two matches.
Right.
Than the
so
first
you weren't
one.
like, because that was their first season. I don't know how many games they had played up to that point, but you're much more of a bigger LAFC fan now than you were. In 2018.
I've been able to like grow and like be more invested and just like see that growth and see where they're at now. I feel like that's why the top two are where they're at for me.
Yeah. I think I agree with Julio's ranking. I think that those.
Just like to agree.
My guy.
I mean, we're just on the same. We're on the same wavelength. But also another honorable mention would be that first this year, the first game in Carson. That first game that we did the that
where he got famous,
where he was getting kind of accosted by the fans.
Accosted is a great word.
Yeah, but that game, I think that was the one where was it Latif who scored? And they called it back.
Two offside
Yeah,
that
two offside. Yeah, that one. I mean, we were watching that at Prohibition. Absolution. Yeah, and bro, that's a Galaxy bar, and it was nuts. It was
yeah, that was crazy.
That one to me, I think was another like pretty memorable one. But yeah, I think I agree with
hey,
of course,
me and
you, yeah,
right here,
always.
Look at us.
We've grown.
I'm gonna bring Abraham back. That break.
Yeah. I mean, we might need to separate. You guys have been like, there's an animosity. There's like some.
So let's talk about it. Nah, I don't. You know, I love Bridget, but I hate it.
I don't know. He sounds like he has something to share.
I know. If you want to talk, say it with your chest.
So, all right, this bow-legged.
He was ready to go.
I know. You saw he got up.
Yeah.
Trying to look bigger than me.
He was puffing his chest out.
He was trying to, he said, say it with your chest. Yeah, look, he got thirsty.
Bridget,
he's
don't
nervous
get me started
now.
Because, hey, she's trying to take my position. Like, I've worked hard since day one. I've been out here grinding. Doing these episodes.
Listen, last night a lot of people told me that I brought the sazon to the podcast, that maybe it should just
add a little Goya,
yeah.
A little Goya adobo.
You need to step it up a little bit. I'm taking the spotlight.
Hey, go for it. I was intermingling with the upper echelons of LAFC last night.
Julio was clout chasing.
Yeah, he
Super,
is.
Nah.
He was.
I just get lost and I end up at the right place at the
Next
wrong time.
thing you know, he's gonna send you a transition letter like, "Hey, I'm gonna head over to a different
this
podcast.
This is my 2 weeks.
Thank you for the opportunity."
Look at me at 110.
Oh my gosh! Hey, don't say that out loud. You gonna manifest it.
Nah.
I mean, we're here for the growth. You know.
Hey,
yeah, that's true.
We're here
Go
to grow
ahead.
our kings,
Glow
and
up.
queens.
Glow up. Glow up.
But the second you leave, I mean, it's congrats, but then you're the ops.
I would never leave you. I'll bring you with me, Bridget.
I'll take over by myself. I'll bring in my girls. What's up?
I mean, that might be good.
That'd be good,
Might
yeah.
be something there,
Hey, we might do something there.
But
It's gonna be like
vetoed.
The whole conversation will be like, "What player DM'd me today?"
Oh my God, that's the T.
Hey.
So, Bridget,
don't.
What player plays your any
The
MLS?
Chiefs, man.
Don't throw us under the bus like that. You know. That's confidential stuff.
They just have to sign NDAs.
Yeah, you gotta sign an NDA
They're gonna send a
contract.
DM with the NDA,
With the
so you
NDA.
guys don't talk about
Yeah.
it.
Shut up late to her house.
It says
she went to the LAFC after party.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not
It
saying
was just Chris
anything.
Brown. That was the team.
It was Blessing and Chris Brown. I feel like turning up with Blessing would be dope, though. He's a vibe.
He was at the base a couple times.
He was the base. Yeah, he was the
Yeah,
vibe.
he was.
He was at a couple baller nights.
Gina gave him the wrong drink.
Oh my god! I don't know if we can even tell that story.
No, let's not.
Let's just
Oh
keep
my
it at
goodness.
that.
Well, you
The
cannot
wrong
tell it.
drink.
Yeah.
The wrong-
He's
Oh
dope,
my
though.
goodness. Yeah. No,
Yeah, that was
man.
funny as hell. It was
Gina-
dope, though, to have him around.
That's the
crazy,
original. She
bro.
had to step down for director of
Yeah,
IG because she was vibing way
on
too
the
hard.
way.
She went a
put
little
on
too
high
hard
heels.
that day,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
HR had to talk to her like, hey, you got to calm down.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, but what else? What else we got going on besides LAFC? There's one thing I wanted to bring up. Caitlyn Schrepfer, our dear friend. We had her on the
Shout out to my
podcast a
girl,
few weeks
Kate.
ago.
Freestyle world champion.
She
World
just took home
champ, baby.
The world championship at the Red Bull Street Style World Final.
I was gonna compete, but I forgot my flight ticket.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that
we
is
couldn't
so
get,
sick.
Yeah, I've seen Julio's training, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get invited because
I was like Bale last game. I pulled the hamstring.
Yeah, right.
14 minutes before the
14 minutes before the flight. I was
Before
like,
the
I can't-
flight.
Julio makes this about him.
Literally.
Caitlyn. I mean, we've seen her. Just she's been
Grinding.
working at this for
She's
years.
working
She's been at
hard.
the top of the game in terms of freestyle. She's but it's. I feel like she's been to a couple world finals and just made it short or just came up short a little bit. She got hurt. She broke her leg. She had to overcome a whole bunch of stuff and to see her take home the
title.
I mean, when it comes to freestyle, I mean Red Bull and Super Bowl, those are like the two kind of like big world championships, and to have her take home one over Agushka, who's a multiple-time world champion
looking
as
good
well.
too, yeah.
I mean, I think that. I mean, it's
No, that's
That
good
was
all.
dope.
And like just hanging out with her, like when she's around with us, she's like, I gotta leave and train. She'll leave
I
at
know, man.
random hours and
She's-
go
Yo,
train. So
when
like,
I-
that shows like all the hard work
She's so
she put
committed.
in.
When I first met her,
So I can't cut
remember-
you off, but you gonna cut me off?
Yes.
All right, for sure. Go.
What more do you have to
No,
say,
nothing.
please?
You go for it, Bridget.
Oh, thank you
He's
very
got
much.
nothing else to say.
He's so kind. I know he doesn't. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
take
petty.
over now.
No, come on, man. So
No, when I first met Kate at the base, I remember I asked her, I'm like, because I was just seeing like her work, and I was like, yo, you're amazing. Like, that's so dope. Like, how often do you train? And I thought she was gonna tell me like, oh, like 2-3 hours a day or something like that. She was like, oh, 8 hours a day. And I'm like, what? 8
job.
hours? That's a whole job.
yeah.
But it makes sense. Like all that hard work, all those training hours, like got her to where she is now. And I remember we went to Miami and we got to see her compete out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so dope. Like that was so sick. She didn't win that title. I don't know what competition it was. I just remember we went. We would go support her during the day, and then we'd turn up at night, and then go back to this. It was amazing. It was
that's
so
why she
fun.
didn't win, because she was out.
No,
drinking
she
too
wouldn't
much
come out
with-
with us. She wouldn't come out with us. She would stay in. Yeah, we would go out to celebrate
Got
for
it,
her.
for her,
Yeah.
for her, yeah.
And then we show up the next day and we'd be like, go Caitlyn. And that's where I met like Agushka and then all the other freestylers.
Yeah.
They're so dope. Those girls are so dope.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Putting
Yeah,
in
no,
work.
but you can tell she's good at her craft because she works hard at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations to her.
Congrats,
Right.
Kate. We love you.
Yeah. Shout out to Kate.
Friend of the podcast.
Go.
Love
That's
you.
The goat.
The
Yeah.
GOAT.
Urban Pitch resident freestyler. I mean, that's resident pro. Yeah.
The home team.
Yeah.
Shout out to the home
The
team.
home team, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocking the Angel City kit as she won too.
Yo.
That's iconic.
Hey, I
Yo.
love that jersey. That's
Putting
you had it on last time.
Putting
Like,
on
yeah.
for the city.
That's that jersey.
Yeah, that's
That's the
nice.
one,
Nice
yeah.
little jersey.
The
That's a nice ass accomplishment.
Angel City,
though.
if y'all want to send some kids. You know.
Honestly.
Send us a
Speaking
little
of
some.
kids, though, I mean, we're decked out.
Hey,
Shout out to the
you
homies,
see it?
Tricore,
You see
Tricore
it?
Sports.
You see it?
Sending over the kits. They do some great
Yeah,
stuff. as
this
you
is
can see,
nice. Nice
super-
little fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the old school Galaxy, old school. There's no old school LAFC jerseys, but they have the old school like
They have a mix of
mix
retro,
of different
Yeah.
jerseys from like
Retro.
different retro
originals.
jerseys.
Y'all are rocking the
The
originals.
Galaxy one was nice. I saw that one.
Yeah. I mean, they got some fire stuff. Go
Hey,
check
look
them
out for them.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah, but anything else y'all want to get up to? Anything?
We could talk about Benzema taking the.
Ballon d'Or.
I call it Balón de Oro because I don't know how to say it.
Ballon d'Or. It's just
Okay.
d'Or. It's the
Balón
same
de
thing
Oro.
as Spanish.
So
just
Balón de Oro.
Without the
Hola,
O.
hola, how are you doing?
Without the O. You just take the
Literally,
last
my
O.
whole life, I've always said Balón de Oro,
I mean,
but I never
that's-
realized
you're
that
not
it was.
wrong, though. You're not wrong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's like me saying the golden ball.
Yeah.
You know, that just doesn't
It
sound
just doesn't
right.
sound
That
right.
doesn't sound
It has
but
to
Balón
have-
de Oro, you know, maybe has a little bit more flavor to it.
It does. Yeah, it's
The
nicer.
sazon.
The sazon. Shout out to Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but Benz, man,
He deserved it.
Yeah.
he's got extortion cases against him. He's got all types of stuff. You know, he got kicked off the France national team.
He deserved a World Cup too, but
Yeah, I mean, he also deserved not to be on that roster. Like, if we're being honest, like he got himself off that roster, but he's made his way back. You know, he was at the Euros. Hopefully, he'll be with them in Qatar this winter. But
when it comes to the French national team, do you think because you hear all these stories about Mbappé and just like not listening to nobody because he feels like he's better than everybody.
Yeah.
But you have the Ballon d'Or on the same national team. Like at that point, like I'm the best in the world right now. Like
Yeah, don't talk to me.
you gotta listen to me now.
could be. I mean, that could be because you can't have more than one alpha, and I think Mbappe is seeing himself now a little bit more as that dude.
Yeah.
Hot
but,
shot.
But maybe Benzema can get him humble him a little bit. But I mean, that France team is kind of stumbling. There's so much talent. They
There's
could
so much
repeat,
beef in the team.
It's just like great. It's like the 03 Lakers, bro. Like
With Karl Malone and Kobe.
yeah.
You trying to talk to Vanessa?
04,
Hell
04,
no.
like, yeah, man. And we saw
Allegedly.
how that ended.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
The mailman was trying to be.
Yeah, reverse shout out to Carmelo, man. Forget that guy, dude. Forget that guy. That guy's
He sucked in Soul Plane too.
so flame.
Oh my God.
I play for the Lakers now. They
Epic.
call me the mailman.
Yeah.
Like you deliver. So get that guy.
Yeah.
But anything else, guys?
No, I mean, I think this is a good place to wrap up
Yeah.
with.
It's Friday, so let's grab some drinks.
With a Soul Plane shout out, with
Throwback?
a Soul Plane
Yeah.
reference.
That's a funny
I
movie.
think there's no better place.
I don't know
to
why.
end there.
My brother. I'm gonna blame my brother. Why was I watching that movie when I was a little kid?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we were doing as kids that we probably shouldn't have been
That
doing.
we look back to now. And we're
Yeah.
just like, who
Yeah.
let us?
But I mean, it's part of growing
That's
up.
what makes us who we are today.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I could see
That's
why
what
you
brought
are
us
who
here.
you are,
Yeah.
Julio.
Shout out to me.
Him.
Him,
Is him coming out tonight?
It's Friday. We having some drinks. We having some drinks, Ramsey?
All right, well, we'll wrap it up here. Appreciate y'all who've been watching. Shout out to LAFC for winning on their way to the conference finals. But for Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, I'm Ramsey Abushala. Shout out to Tricore Sports, the sponsor.
Shout out to Tricore.
This has
Woo-woo.
been the Urban Pitch Podcast,
you.
The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. Keep it tuned in. We got some great episodes coming up. But until then, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.